What up?
Hello. We are Sundogs. This is DogStar, and this is chasevibe.
Yo,
How you feel?
I feel great. How are y'all?
We're doing just well, just peachy.
Yeah,
great.
not too bad at all. Glad to have you in.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's been a year and a half since the last time we've been
I feel like
able
we
to...
say that every time.
It's the check-in.
Yeah, it's the check-in. Yeah, definitely one of our favorite artists out of the Twin Cities for sure. And
thank you.
yeah, thanks for coming on the new show. Last time it was Blackheart Rockstar was on the menu. That's what we were talking about.
Yep.
So yeah, that was really exciting. And then, we were wondering if your hair would be a color when we saw you today.
Yeah, it's still pink under here, but it's a little long, little
growing up.
Unkept right now. So
Very cool.
Okay,
but that's still the
best.
brand. Still the brand is the...
Yeah, I'm still in that Blackheart Rockstar mode right now.
Yeah.
So everyone knows me for better or worse for my hair. Like I can't escape any trouble, y'all. Like
exactly.
I was like, who's that guy with the pink hair? Like, oh
yeah, it was the guy with the pink hair. Yeah.
At least they're remembering you. I think it's a phenomenal branding tool and style. Very stylish too.
Thank you. Yeah.
And the attitude hasn't stopped. You came out with Kaleidoscope in 2022. That's jumping ahead.
Gosh.
Let's do the catch up.
Yeah. So last time we sat down with you again was on May 28th to 2021 on the old show. What the heck's been up? Obviously COVID, but
yeah. No, I feel like since then, Blackheart Rockstar came out. That was great. A great emotional release. Some of my best music at the time. And
like
then,
therapeutic wise?
Absolutely. But I was working on Kaleidoscope since before that project.
Okay, I like that.
I had Hotline Vibe I actually wrote right after we released Love Again. So that was a single. Has been kicking around in my head for a while. But putting it all together, shooting a bunch of music videos.
Yeah.
And then I've just been more like intentional with where I'm placing my time and how I'm showing up in terms of like spaces for like shows and interviews and all that. Because I really want these things to matter and to count. So like I haven't done a lot of shows recently, but I just did Rage Future from Mini Ox.
Yeah.
Okay. Incredible lineup. It was like 10 artists. It all flowed perfectly. Every artist was on there. It says no cussing on that sign.
Exactly.
Every artist was on it. They did their thing.
Yes, and that was at the Caboose, right? That's a cool venue.
Oh yeah, it was great. And I had just got back from LA that week, so it was just
for
like
business or pleasure.
A
little bit of both.
It was mostly pleasure.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So, but like, just like the turnaround of like being out of town, and then like, I'm very meticulous. Like I need a plan. I need like the outfit. I need like to have my breath control and
the choreography.
You know, so like my set list, even the day of, I was still trying to figure out what my set list was.
Day of? Oh my gosh, you're making me anxious just thinking about that.
But no, it was a great show. It was a great time. And like the crowd was into it. I got like them doing my ad libs for me. It was awesome. It was really great. So like seeing that pay off, seeing that like that these moments where I can show up can be special has really been impacting for me. Cause it's just like, okay, cool. So like, don't just say yes to everything. There's power in saying no.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's so good to hear. And how long ago was that? That
was just November that I did the Rage Future show.
Okay,
I did a bunch of stuff over the summer, just like local, like North Minneapolis kind of stuff.
Live or streaming or
live,
right?
And that was more for like it was always associated with like a food drive or a backpack drive or something
philanthropy,
like that.
Yeah. So like I did Flow, which is an arts crawl, and I did did Open Streets, which everywhere in Minneapolis does. But like also now that you brought that up with like just kind of the things that I do to give back. I started an organization with two of my friends called Northside Community Collective, and what we do at the organization is we do a lot of political education. So we meet every Saturday to read and discuss things about abolition. And then we had an event over the summer. It was a back to school event. We gave out 50 plus backpacks, fed like 200 people.
Oh
and
my gosh.
This was like just the three of us and like people who like showed up and volunteered their time.
Wow.
It was all out of our pockets.
What?
So
I'd love to hear that. That's so cool.
It was definitely an undertaking, and it definitely has been, but like we've been on it. Like I think, last summer I was just talking about starting like a book club.
That's right.
That evolved into what this is now. So like
the NCC.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yep.
The Northside Community Collective.
Yep. Yeah. What inspired you to like do event, like focus your talents? Because is it more like artists that are involved in the group, or is it just
there are some artists you might see, like artists like Love Ulysses drop in, but like and we also had World of Sci-Fi and Yante DJ our event.
No.
But for the most part it's been pretty like local community based, and that's not to say that like these people aren't artists or anything, but it's like everyone has different like skills and interests and stuff, and they come together for like this common thing to discuss and like think about ways that we could imagine a better future for
it starts
ourselves
with
and
the
others.
conversation. That's so good to hear. I mean, is it an open?
It's definitely an open invite. We meet every Saturday.
Where at?
At 1 at North Regional Library.
Okay, sweet.
So, 1 to 3.
Some cool spaces at the library there to like hold the meeting.
Yeah, they've recently renovated the place, so
nice.
Like all of their rooms are really nice.
Yeah, I've found luck recently with both St. Paul and Minneapolis community centers. They're very, very kind, I guess, and generous to artists.
Falwell Park actually was where we had our back to school event.
Okay.
And
in just outside or like in the
outside, but we used their like indoors for like power.
Okay,
for, like,
sick.
Because we were hosting music, so like
That's cool.
That's so cool. I mean, I think connecting to the community is a huge pillar of hip hop, if not any local music. So
absolutely,
keep it up. You're inspiring us and listeners, not only on the artistic side, but on the philanthropic side too.
Thank you.
Are you still doing work with kids and stuff like that?
I am. Typically these days it's more like young adults, 24 and under. I do a lot of like homelessness outreach in my 9 to 5. So
excellent.
Cool. I help young people get into housing, basically.
Very nice.
That's gotta feel very like you have a purpose.
It's very purposeful.
Rewarding.
It's very stressful too.
I can imagine.
Yeah, how was that in the last year and a half with the pandemic being swinging back and forth? And
it's kind of wild when you think about it. Like I like to think that I have like a villain in my life, like like a comic book villain, but it's like
an arch enemy.
It's like the mayor, because it's just like when you think about encampment sweeps, it's like these things disrupt and displace and harm people. So like, it's wild to think that like, when I meet people, they're like, oh, this is such an important job, and it's like, I need y'all to like get this man, because I don't have the time or power to like stop those decisions that get made, which are often violent.
There's got to be a better way. I thought there was some sort of rule where you couldn't kick somebody out of a place unless you had somewhere for them to go. Is that just not a thing?
I think how they get around that is that they refer everyone to shelter, but shelters are typically full these days, and also they're not necessarily things that work for everyone. Like people are having like mental health struggles or struggles with addiction, or even if they're like they have kids, or like if they want to stay with like a partner. It's like these are all things.
Every place is for everybody.
Yep. And like if you like work late nights, they don't have the shelter open during the day.
Right.
So like a lot of misconceptions, but like the majority of people I meet that are experiencing homelessness have jobs. But like if they're working overnight,
they need somewhere to sleep during the day. Yeah.
But shelters aren't open for that. So there are a lot of like like band-aid solutions that people will like float out there, but it needs to be more expansive.
Yeah,
and
more long
intentional.
term.
Yeah. That's cool. Can you, off the top of your head, think of any resources for people? I know at the end of your bandana music video, there's a bunch of resources listed.
Yes. So not to like plug myself, but if you go and watch this bandana video, there is a number of resources for young people dealing with homelessness. But otherwise, you could also just check online ysnmn.org.
Nice.
That's the Youth Services Network. They show you all the youth shelters that are open.
Oh, wow.
And how many beds they have and for what gender.
Nice.
They also have like resource lines and stuff like that. So
Okay.
that's a good place to start.
Yeah, no, that's cool that you're still so passionate about that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of passion, so I just like try to throw my all into all of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, so music,
Yes.
you know,
And then
philanthropy. What else?
Community building.
Community building. Where
community
else are you
building.
putting your passion into? Do you have any other hobbies or stress relievers that you care to talk about?
yeah, no, I definitely like will take time to myself. I love like to just read or watch anime or cook or go out to eat. You know, I like to just like experience and learn a lot of things, especially when the learning doesn't lead me to finding out like more horrible stuff.
Yeah. In regards to that, and any good meals that you've made from scratch recently?
Oh, yeah, we could have a new segment here.
Yeah, I had chicken and parm wrapped in prosciutto, topped with mozzarella.
Whoa.
With spicy spaghetti on the side. I cooked that recently.
You made that?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Was that like a date night, or who's getting that special treatment? Just you? Treating yourself?
It was for me. You know, treat yourself. But I won't lie, I use it for date nights.
Okay.
That's the recipe. That's the secret recipe.
Yeah, that sounds really delicious.
Oh, yeah.
You had mentioned earlier these music videos, been making these music videos to coincide with the Kaleidoscope album.
Yes.
Those are at least predominantly directed by Rich Garvey, correct?
Yes. Yep. All three of them so far, Hotline Vibe, 500 Degrees, and Bandana have been shot and directed by Rich Garvey. Typically, our process is I will write the treatment.
Okay, I was just about to ask, what is your roles other than in front of the camera?
Yep. So I'll write the whole script. I'll gather all the props. I spent a lot of money with Hotline, like because you know there's that short like shot of me in that like Mercedes Benz truck. Hot Power Wheels.
Yeah, you bought that off the lot?
I bought that. I was like, it was like $400. I'm like, oh.
Ooh.
And where is it now?
It belongs in a museum.
I gave it to someone who has a child.
Oh, perfect.
So you started the spoiling. No, I'm just kidding.
Better than taking it from a kid to shoot the video.
Yeah. I mean, that was my first idea, but I was like, man, I do not know anyone who's got a Power Wheels.
Especially like the older ones that I'm sure we're all used to.
Yeah.
The more chunky plastic ones, not as finely detailed. So you're writing it, you're the prop master, you're doing costumes.
I'm asking the people who are in it to be in it.
Yeah.
So,
you're casting it. Wow.
Yeah. So, but it has been fun. I've talked to a couple of artists about it. I'm like, I really enjoy just that side of my creativity. It's just like, because it's not something I do often.
Yeah.
But like, just being like, well, I do have this vision.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And here's like, and I want to shoot it here, here, and here. And I need this, that, and the third. So like, that's been really fun. And like, you know, Rich has been very supportive of all my ideas in that regard too.
That's awesome.
We had a lot of fun. Like I even like with Hotline, like I was even like, I need this shot to look like this. I need this fisheye lens on this. Like.
And do you guys have do you and Rich Garvey have a shorthand at this point, or at least by the third video you're making?
I think we're getting there.
Okay.
You know, he noticed that when I had because I also have photographers come to do behind the scenes shots.
Oh.
So like, because like I said, I want to be intentional with the things that I'm doing. So like, you know, it's like there's a process to even making something, and like, why not make that into something as well? So like, you know, bring in a photographer, and like, Ariel Cherry, who's shot all of the covers for my projects. She did some of the behind the scenes stuff for 500 Degrees and Bandana. And like Rich just notes like, oh, y'all have a really good rapport. Like it's just instant. Like she says this and you do that. And like,
that's
done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And again, in regards to saving time and being intentional, that's gotta feel so good to have a collaborator like that.
But like, that also takes time is to like get there to build that relationship, to know that. So like I place a lot of value into that too.
Yeah, what tips or what worked in that relationship to strengthen it?
Honestly, it was always just about like following through. Okay. And like, when I said I wanted to do something, I would lay out my vision. And then like, artists don't like to talk about money unless they're getting paid.
Very true.
And be on time with your payments. Pay the people you work with. Like, because that's eventually going to turn into a relationship that you can really rely on.
Yeah.
And that's eventually going to be something where it's like, y'all spend enough time together, y'all work on enough, like you start to understand like each other's creative vision. So
that's cool.
We've got to take a break in about 2 minutes here. Gotcha. Would you ever help produce another artist's video, or have you?
I haven't yet, but I would. I would really like to do that at some point. But
step behind the camera, perhaps as well, or perhaps maybe just the 6 other hats.
I don't know about that yet, because I am no photographer, videographer. I am not good with that stuff. But it's all a process.
Yeah, precisely.
But it is something that like, if someone was like, I have this song, I want to do a video to it. Can you script something out for me? Be like, absolutely. If I like the song, of course. Like,
you gotta rock with it for sure.
Yeah, if they were like, here's this thing with just a single loop.
Oh no.
Yeah. It would be rough. Yeah. Following your passions, definitely.
I gotta believe in it too. But like, absolutely, I would love to like do that in the future.
That's great to hear. It's also very inspirational to continue to see you push your creativity and push the envelope and challenge yourself.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I never want to be stagnant, and it's also just very easy to like get put in that position of like, oh, you're always doing this. You've always like how they talk about that quote, the definition of insanity. Like I'm never trying to do the same thing. Like I'm always trying to do more or like build on top of it. There's a foundation that I started, so like I want to continue going up.
That's words of wisdom. Some dogs are sitting down here with Chase Vibe. Seriously, dropping advice. If you rewind through that, that's like 6 or 7 pieces of advice. Maybe like 3 or 4 pieces of advice. There's more to come.
We'll be right back.
This is DogStar. And we're back. This is DogStar. We're some dogs, and this is still Chase Vibe. We're still, I'd say, we're getting caught up. We're about 95% caught up because we're talking about some of the music videos that coincide with the Kaleidoscope project.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yep. I was thinking of some questions during the break. I was going to ask you about, I think I saw Love Ulysses did like an album release party at your house. Is that right?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So now you're an event coordinator, eh?
Yeah. How are you guys connected?
I don't know. We started like rocking with each other because of Twitter, and then like he ended up moving over north, and he started showing up to the Northside Community Collective like meetings, and like that's how we started connecting, like really, and like becoming close as like friends and everything. We worked on some music, nothing's out yet, but like just having like he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, I want to play this album for a few people. Can we do it at your place? You got this, the space for it. You got the sound system." So like, and I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, of course."
That's awesome.
And it's a phenomenal project. I'm trying to remember. Like, it's a long number. It's
like 651-612-47. 47.
Yep. So yeah, it's a really, really good project. He talks about a lot of things. You guys should have him on because he'll be able to talk about it better than I can.
That's true.
But like, yeah, just the way he like talks about like masculinity and loneliness and like just raps his. That sign says no cussing, but he raps very well on the project.
Perhaps a body part theoretically comes off.
Mhm.
Metaphorically,
Yes,
excuse me.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the other crazy connection question I had was I was watching an interview with Nucky in it, and you collabed with Nucky, so like that's how I made that connection. But then they asked him about artists being like more a part of activism, which you are, and can maybe even like combining it with performing at like benefit shows and stuff like that. Do you got any ideas about that, or what are your feelings about artists taking a bigger role in like activism?
I think it's the same feeling I have like to a lesser extent with celebrities, which is like it's welcome, but you should also know how to approach these topics.
Right.
And I think that requires like some level of understanding. And, you know, there are like plenty of like organizers for events that could like lend a hand in that. And that's not to say that artists don't have like the ability to speak on those. I think a lot of artists, especially in the Twin Cities, you know, given everything that's happened in the last couple of years, whether that's with Philando Castile, George Floyd, Jamar Clark, on down.
The list goes on, yeah.
And, you know, I think there are a number of injustices people in the Twin Cities can speak to. But I also think that it is very easy to create art and support organizations that like to appear to care about those things and would love good PR.
Well said.
So I think that it's important for artists to like, if they're going to step into that arena, to be prepared for everything that comes with it. Because I think artists perpetually get used, whether that's in terms of like their creativity for like bottom lines or their credibility for like PR reasons. So I think it's always important to be aware, because that's what's going to be part of your legacy. And that's something to like really address. And I think it's good that artists speak out and speak up, but it has to be informed. That's all I really beg. Like, as long as you have an informed opinion, I don't even have to agree with it.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to know like that you're not just being like co-opted by someone else.
Right. I mean, to be able to talk about that and to have the knowledge that exists, because I feel like some people are strung along. I don't want to use the term bandwagon, but it seems like activism is popular and people are uninformedly,
I think,
like you were saying, getting good PR by acting as if they are philanthropic.
And I also think that like it's popular because we are all experiencing some level of injustice.
Good.
So people are naturally wanting to speak out about that. But just because you experience something doesn't mean you understand how it's happening. So like you could speak out about something and not necessarily know, you know, like say for like a Target corporation, you know, they put a lot of money into surveillance and fund a lot of the police. And if they were to like put on a big event like, oh, let's give back to the city, and they got a bunch of artists who are going to say a bunch of things that are negative to the police, that does not hurt the fact that they just gave a bunch of money to police to do those things that the police do. So like, I think it's, you know, and people will look at it like, this is a great opportunity. I'm performing at a corporate backed event. And it's like, okay, but what does that mean if you're going to be saying this? And does you saying this, does this have more power than them giving money to these people?
Right.
So
it's like you're saying, it's got to be informed.
Yeah.
Your actions and your opinions got to be informed.
It's complicated too, because like there are plenty of artists who could be like, well, I'm going to use my platform at this event to speak about these injustices. And it's like, I think that's a valid way to approach things. I think it's also valid if you just want to say, I'm here to get a bag and survive.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I think there are other ways that people can show up and organize and still be successful in their art form.
Yeah. It just shows it fits with your personality, man. The intentional action. It's like make a plan, make sure your plan makes sense.
Follow through.
Yep.
Killing it, man. I say we talk about Kaleidoscope for pretty much the rest of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
That's the bang. That's the 2022.
Yes.
The long awaited, because you dropped Hotline Vibe as the single on that, like way early, right?
Yep. I did the video. I shot the video at like the end of the summer in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And then we released it in March. And then Kaleidoscope came out June.
Yeah, so tell us all about the Kaleidoscope. Just like, when did you start writing the first song on the project?
A long time ago.
Yeah, so I think Hotline is probably the oldest song, and I wrote that in 2019.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, happy to finally see that hit the airways.
I can imagine.
Did you base the whole project around that song because it was first, or how did that end up working?
No, I don't typically base projects around like a certain song or whatever. So like, you know, I hate to use the standard boring writer word of cohesive, but like that's how I feel like a lot of my projects come together. Like Black Heart Rockstar is all about like grief and like going through those stages of grief.
Yeah.
And so like Hotline, as much as I love that song, didn't fit on there.
Definitely.
But, you know, like as I was recording more, it's like, okay, well, Hotline was an experience of like being broke and like wanting money and like saying, I will take the money of someone who has a lot of money, you know, and like, I think that like those feelings as the years went on, like I'm in a much more financially stable place than I've ever been. But like those, you know, when you start looking out at the world, when you start reflecting, you start realizing like similar things. So like there are songs on there like Scattershot. There are songs on there like 500 Degrees, where those things all come to a head and like they're very similar. And Kaleidoscope was like a bunch of like bangers. And I was like,
big time.
I'm gonna go forward and press on this. I'm not gonna make a whole super like diverse soundscape like I did with Love Again. I'm gonna hit you with nothing but bangers. And like I think towards the end of it, it gets a little more experimental, but I think that I succeeded on that end goal. And yeah, it's a great project. It was a good like stress relief. I really appreciated like a performance like Rage Future, because it's just like, yeah, that whole project is about rage, righteously so. And so like just being able to like get that out and express it in that way was great.
That's awesome. Did you work on like, or did you have a producer do like the mastering for the whole project, or did you work with the producers of each track?
So Ozzy mixed and mastered everything, and they produced 4 records. They did Kaleidoscope, Hotline Vibe, Scattershot, and Paradise.
Beautiful.
And then I got one with Rich Garvian, that was Bandana.
Nice.
I did one with Acronym, 500 Degrees.
Wow.
I did Late Night Groove with K Radio, and Maya Maida did Dude.
Is new album except for the last one, is that on Minnesota?
Yeah, yep. Maya's great. Maya Maida, I think it's MAYA_MIDA on Twitter.
Okay.
So if you hear this before Twitter is gone,
check her out. That's awesome. Yep. Yeah, how did you form a relationship with some of these producers? Was it just like looking through their catalog,
working with them
pretty much buying it over the counter, or did you?
Yeah, with Ozzy, it's like, here's my idea. Like we've talked about that process a lot. Like, here's my idea. Here's what I want to do. Can we do this? And it gets done.
Nice.
But for like Rich, it was like we were working on music videos, and I was like, do you have anything I could rap over? And he sent me a beat pack, and I was like, I'm gonna choose this one.
Nice.
And K Radio, I actually sat on that beat for a while. Because she had initially sent me stuff for Love Again, and she did Fallen in Reverse on Love Again. And then she sent me some more stuff. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And that was Late Night Groove.
Ooh.
And I think I had that one since 2020.
Just sitting on that instrumental.
Yeah. I wrote like the first verse, I think.
Okay.
In that time too.
Nice.
And then Maya, I'd worked with her in the past. And then Acronym, back when he was doing a lot of like beat packs that he was sending out.
Oh,
he sent some to me, and I was like, this one. This is the one.
Yeah, you had to act quick on those. Those were getting snatched up.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I was really happy to actually get that one because 500 Degrees is just one of my favorite songs that I've made, especially with the video.
Yeah.
That one was a really fun journey. I was able to borrow someone's convertible.
How does that? Did you ask or did they offer it? Or
I asked because I had the idea of 500 Degrees is in a sense it's a Wayne ode because it's named after one of Wayne's earlier albums. I did the ad libs on the hook, kind of like how he used to do his back then. And then I was like, let's do Hot Boys aesthetic. White t-shirts, black bandanas. And they have a video where they're all in the convertible with the roof, like with the roof down and like the top down. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. And I was like, I need to recreate that. I need that. And I was actually at one of my jobs and I walked in the building for something. I was going to leave and I saw a convertible in the parking lot. So I walked right back in. I was like, hey, does anyone know whose that is? And when I saw them, it was upper leadership, upper management, of course, I was like, hey, non-work related question. Can I borrow this? And they're like, I'm going out of town this weekend, so if you want to use it.
No way. That's
that happened.
So cool.
I was like, all right, perfect.
Did you pull all that together in like that 1 week?
Yeah.
So you got all the actors.
Once I heard that I had the car, I was like, okay, this needs to be a go.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, I hit up Janae, who is she is a dancer with New Black City. She actually just started a business. I'm blanking on the name, but she's really great. Ruby Red Gal on Instagram.
Okay.
She's also an artist. I hit her up. I hit up Amani Mansfield, who did the behind the scenes photos for Hotline Vibe.
Nice.
She showed up in front of the camera for this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got Yante, the DJ, and it was great. It all lined up perfectly. Ariel was out of town that weekend, so I hit up Shy Lee. Yep, I hit him up to do behind the scenes for photography.
Awesome. Yeah, he's been killing it with that photography lately.
All lined up perfectly. Because I wanted to do that, and then like another weekend, it was me, Ariel, and Rich, and we were shooting in front of Wally's in North Minneapolis.
Yep.
And while I was doing my scene, this girl ran out and she's like, "Can I be in your video?" I like waved her on. That's where that scene comes.
Yeah,
I was wondering that
she's twerking.
Yeah, I didn't recognize her.
She saw the moment, she took it, and I was like, perfect.
And to capture that moment for all eternity, I love that.
Yes, it was great. I just waved her on. She did her thing,
and getting a glimpse of the community. I love it.
That video is makes it even more crazy to me, knowing the short time frame and the just going on the fly.
The kismet of the whole situation.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah.
That's a good story.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I really love that record. I think that it's probably one of the most fun that I've had, like creating something all together, like song and video.
Yeah, and again, on the Kaleidoscope project, just to clarify, and we know there's more on the horizon, but how long do you think you'll juice Kaleidoscope? How long do you think you'll hype that before dropping the next single?
I think I'm still living with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I said, I make music and I've sit on it for years. There's a record that I've been wanting to drop since before Love Again that I just haven't found the right time for it. But I think maybe next year. I think there's a certain holiday that would go great for.
Oh, you heard it here.
But But yeah, I think I'm gonna rock with Kaleidoscope for a while because it's definitely a project I'm proud of. I think it conveys a lot of like weighty themes, and it does so in an abrasive manner. And I think it also is very reflective, and I think all of those kind of come together.
Yeah.
To like really show you a glimpse of who I am. So yeah.
Any shows coming up that you'll be performing some of these songs on? If you can reveal.
Not for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Not for the rest. Not for the rest of 2022.
Hey.
Talk more about the horizon.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll talk more after the break for sure. Do you think these are all too long of questions?
No,
let's go through your social medias real quick. Chase Vibe on Instagram.
Yep.
And Twitter. And everything else. Chase Vibe.
And then search it with a space for the music, right? Chase.
Yep. Chase space Vibe.
Yep. It's that easy.
That easy. DogStar podcast here.
Following Chase Vibe with he's being creative, he's being concise. We'll be right back. And we're back. This is DogStar. We're some dogs, and this is Chase Vibe.
Still
talking about the album dropped June 2022 of this year.
Yes.
Excuse me, June of this year, which is 2022. Kaleidoscope.
Yes.
Well said.
your representative sent 2 tracks over 500 Degrees, that's track 2, and Hotline Vibe featuring Nucky, track 4, previously released as a single.
Yes.
You talked a little bit about the songwriting process as well as the music video making process.
Mm-hmm.
What more can you tell us about 500 Degrees in particular?
500 Degrees was, it was very inspired by like Wayne's Hot Boy era.
Yep.
But like also it was just like I wanted to put together a lot of like of the themes. Like I think Kaleidoscope as a project, you can kind of capture the essence of it from 500 Degrees because there are moments of like vulnerability that are veiled. There's a lot of great wordplay and lyricism in my opinion. And then like it's a banger. And it's very much so anti-capitalist.
Mm-hmm.
I think I should just say socialist. I say anti-capitalist to let people know I'm against something, but I'm trying to get away from saying what I'm against and more so saying what I'm for.
I like that.
Also, sometimes people get confused. I heard someone came up to me after a performance and like, "What kind of capitalist are you?" I was like, "Anti."
Yeah, it's not.
They're like, "So you're a socialist?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." Are you? And she's like, "No, I'm an Aquarius." I'm like, "All right,
that's good." I was gonna say doing some open mics. So Chase Vibe comedian. I like that.
Jeez,
but yeah, no, there isn't any us, so I guess I'm untethered. That's a Jordan Peele reference. That's why I was wearing the red jumpsuit
with the glove and the scissors. Yep. Oh yeah, I caught that.
Yep. So yeah, we were talking a little bit about movies before the interview. I don't watch too much, but...
Did you say Nope?
Yeah, Nope.
Nice.
Saw
Pretty good.
I really like Jordan Peele's movies. I like when there's movies that give me a reason to like watch a movie.
Definitely. That's very well said. Because the hype is one thing, but the content and the experience is a whole nother.
Also, what am I going to reference? I need something thought-provoking so I get inspired.
That's true.
That's very true. Do you think you're going to be doing any more videos for Kaleidoscope?
I think so. Nice. I don't think that I'm done with this project yet.
Yeah,
I think that
definitely a great one to just experiment and explore with the music video realm. If you say you like writing them and stuff like that, it's like those are all good songs for a music video.
Yes, and I think also like my intention, I think right now isn't to create the one song that's gonna blow me into the stratosphere of being like a top tier artist from Minnesota. It's more so like, here's the catalog. Here's everything that you can go back and look through and see that I've been doing this for years.
Yeah, here's the CV. Exactly.
I just feel like there's 2 ways to approach being an artist, which is like oversaturate or be so good and so interesting that you can drop one song and
blow everyone's mind.
Live off of that hype. And I want to fall somewhere in the middle of being prolific while still being interesting.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of artists have tried to do like the prolific route, and I don't think a lot of them are good at it.
Right.
I think, when you see people who are trying to work at the level that like a Lil Wayne in his prime did, or Future did, or even nowadays like NBA YoungBoys, like you're not capturing their ears like they are capturing their fans.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense to like just try and push something in there. But also, if all you're doing is pushing one song, that's how people are going to remember you. I think I've created 3 great bodies of work since Love Again, Blackheart, Rockstar, and Kaleidoscope. And I think that people can find a lot to get out of all of those. And if I can represent that visually as well, happier to do that too.
Yeah.
That makes me excited as a fan to know that there may be more music videos coming.
Yes. Exactly. What do you think the benefit is of having a music video?
Of having that visual aid?
I think that the more you put into your art, the more dynamic you can be, the more people take you serious as an artist. I think that like if you're on Facebook, there's always that one person who's made a song every week for years. And like nothing against them. They're probably a hobbyist. And I think that like that's fine and that's all well and good. But like that's all they're doing is just the song. And maybe that's not catching people's attention. For me, it's like everything is part of a process. It's like, here's the song, here's all the production, here's the photography, the artwork, the graphic design.
Yeah, the behind the scenes.
That makes it look more serious. Yeah, behind the scenes, so like doing the video, that makes people take it more serious. There's a video now. There's behind the scenes for that. Like people are believing in this work as in like work.
Yeah.
So now it's like, well, there must be value to it. So let me check it out. And I think the more that you like invest in, I hate saying invest in yourself because it's people don't know what that means. Sometimes people take it as like, I'm going to pay for shows and pay to get on this bill. And it's like, I don't think that's investing in yourself. I think that's you putting money in someone's pocket.
Understanding your worth and the worth of the product you help create.
Exactly.
Or the piece of art, I should say.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that like, slowing down and really being able to like sit with something and push something is going to mean all the difference. And I also just like, I got my Spotify like information back, and really great to see the numbers go up year over year.
Yeah.
But also I was surprised by one of the songs that was my most streamed song this year.
Interesting.
Because it was from my Vignettes EP.
Not buzzing.
Not buzzing.
Oh, I was like, that would have been... That's because of me. It's your number one song.
At least in the Twin Cities.
Vignettes was before that.
Oh, right,
So, like, it was the intro song on Vignettes, which is something I've never performed. I've never, like, promoted individually. And I was like, this had the most streams of anything. It got on a couple of, like, smaller playlists.
Dude, that's sick.
And I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
But also... I didn't pick that. I would have never picked that.
Yeah.
But somehow it ended up there and people like paid attention to it. And it's like, okay, so having all of these diverse records and like knowing that they all represent me in some way and believing in this catalog that I'm building as opposed to just, I need to burn through and get to the next thing, or I need everything to be banked on this one record.
Do you have any like hang-ups about like dipping way back and making a music video for, let's say, that song? Or is that too far long ago that you wouldn't feel comfortable
portraying? No, because these
again?
songs are still new to everyone, essentially. Like there are people who have been rocking with me since 2018 and before who know all these songs. But like for a mass audience, they're not going to know the difference. And there have been conversations, they just haven't lined up in terms of like the Kaleidoscope plan, but like of going back and like shooting stuff for like more popular songs.
Yeah, I mean your music videos are sweet,
Yeah.
and the team you've got right now seems to be working very well.
Consistent.
The photographer, the videographer.
Yeah.
So it's like, I say just keep ripping, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, and like it'll all make sense.
Okay,
it'll all come together. There's definitely like just projects that they're everywhere. Like as an artist, you create, so like not everything I've created has seen the light of day. But
are there kind of a tangent here, but are there other mediums of art that you'd want to implement in the promotion of your music, whether it be animation or live street theater?
Absolutely. I'm not sure what that would look like yet, but like, I think even like just looking at a medium like TikTok, like I have not approached that as how a lot of artists have, meaning as I haven't really been on it like that. Yeah. But like when I see how artists utilize it, like when I'm seeing rappers like, oh, here's this open verse challenge to this very popular song.
Yeah.
And like everyone's hopping on it and doing their thing and like being interesting, and it's getting shown in places where these artists don't get seen normally because of TikTok's algorithm. It's like, oh, you liked seeing this person over this beat. Well, here's another person over this beat. It's like, that's fascinating. Like it's something I want to approach in terms of like, I think TikTok's a unique medium.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I want to like, approach as intentionally. Where I'm like, all right, cool, I'm ready to go on this. But like, yeah, with animation, with all that kind of stuff, I don't like to, like I said, I like to like put together the right team for things.
Yeah.
So when that aligns, it'll probably happen. I've got ideas, but I don't have the skill for that yet.
We've got about 30 seconds left. I wanted to ask you in regards to the Spotify data. What were some of the locations you have fans in that surprised you? If you got the location data as well.
Let me see. I do not remember.
No worries. Again, these two tracks coming up are 500 Degrees and Hotline Vibe featuring Nucky. 500 Degrees is track 2 off of
Kaleidoscope,
the 2022 album. And Hotline Vibe is track 4 off of Kaleidoscope. We really appreciate. Do you have the demographics? So we got about 10 seconds.
Yep. My top 5 were the U.S., Japan, Germany, Australia, and Argentina.
Whoa!
Japan, Germany, Australia, Argentina. Look out for Chase Vibe. Wow.
Vibe. Big stepper, Northside rapper, eating all these rappers like I'm Hannibal Lecter. Short lecture, doomsday prepper, dropping all these bombs on these fake funk flexers. I need no introductions cause I'm Hall of Fame inducted. Need no more discussion here to rob a Warren Buffett. Shaking down these billionaires cause I'm missing lunch money. I can't even breathe the air polluted cause they love money. Burn down the walls, rapping in the studio. Now I'm cruising through the city, bumping Coolio. Turn down all these rappers like they're movie roles. Quench my thirst with a little Don Julio. 500 degrees, 500 degrees. Probably all freeze if it wasn't for me. 500 degrees, 500 degrees. No burner on me, but I'm speaking with heat. There isn't any us, so I guess I'm untethered. Peeling out the lot, nothing lasts forever. Schrodinger's box paradox, my mind is like the same way. Whatever's lost can't be found in the same state. Meanwhile, I'm making gains like I'm trying to raise weight. I've been working on my aim in case they don't wage raise. Watch them rage quit when they bet it all and lose like Vegas. Treat the team minor league, watch it show up major. Zeus, James, Chase Vibe, let Ozzy be the painter. Feel like Che Guevara, new machete and beret on. Channel that a seance, hope you got the aim on. Next file you make, I'ma make it f***ing game on. Talk like Draymond, Golden State Warrior. Open mortuaries if they lift moratoriums. Standing with the people, we can pack auditoriums. Applying heat and pressure like Charizard scorching. Burn down the walls, rapping in the studio. Now I'm cruising through the city, bumping Coolio. Turn down all these rappers like they're movie roles. Quench my thirst with a little Don Julio. 500 degrees, 500 degrees. Probably all freeze if it wasn't for me. 500 degrees, 500 degrees. No burner on me, but I'm speaking with heat. I'm from the north side, court side with the vision. Communal seats over cancel culture to division, which means we multiply speaking codes and keep it hidden. Try to speak with hope and I just pray that you could listen. If violence is a choice, then I'll hit them with precision. I'm Wanda Maximoff, make your own shooter switch up. If justice is your voice, then you'll let go of decisions. All the money, all the billions, before we burn this building. I'm money hungry, I need to eat, I'm not greedy. I got a 20 until next week, yeah, hundreds, all these hundreds stuffed in my dreams. I just woke up to a nightmare in the belly of the beast. Yeah, I'm hungry, I'm money hungry, I need to eat, I'm not greedy. I got a 20 until next week, yeah, hundreds, all these hundreds stuffed in my dreams. I just woke up to a nightmare in the belly of the beast. Good morning, I wrote this in the evening, but I'm in a state of mourning. Rappers have ambitions, I just find mine more important. So when I'm spitting fire, I'm bringing torches to the Forbes list. Looking at the reigning champ before my forces storming. Empty out the register, the bank account, your slush fund. Feeling like I'm Jeffrey Williams, we gon' have so much fun. You grew up with a silver spoon and trust fund. I was eating free lunch, I was living up. I was raised on welfare, swear it felt like hell there. Now I'm looking hell-bent, I just want some health care. I just wanna own my labor, live out my dreams. Y'all hoard y'all paper, know what that means? Kicking in the front door, lil' tech a ransom. I might take the mask off, don't care about the cameras. Let them see my face, let them know that I am handsome. Look me in my eyes, can't you see that I am famished? I'm money hungry, I need to eat, I'm not greedy. I got a 20 until next week, yeah, hundreds, all these hundreds stuffed in my dreams. I just woke up to a nightmare in the belly of the beast. Yeah, I'm hungry, I'm money hungry, I need to eat, I'm not greedy. I got a 20 until next week, yeah, hundreds, all these hundreds stuffed in my dreams. I just woke up to a nightmare in the belly of the beast.
I've been out here trying to chase a vibe, cruising down 35, houses getting burglarized, suburbs be the perfect side, ayy. They been free from Section 8 and murder trials. Mama told me turn your head, what you see might hurt your eyes. But it only made me street certified. Fighting for my life, I took some losses that'll hurt your pride. Ducking bullets, running from the one time. I just need to come up on $1 million one time. Times another 100, I would never ask for nothing. The shit that I've been through, you'd have thought I had it coming. It been hard for me to fight temptations like I'm David Ruffin. Ain't talking medication, but I feel like taking something. Chase, what's the move? Hurry up before our cover's blown. And the people we doing this for won't see us coming home. Grab everything, don't leave nothing unless it's unimportant. Then ring the alarm so we can leave when they coming for it.
Hungry, I'm money hungry, I need to eat, I'm not greedy. I got a 20 until next week, yeah, hundreds, all these hundreds stuffed in my dreams. I just woke up to a nightmare